Hi there. Today I'm going to just give you a little insight into airbrush. Airbrushing is something that's very, very new to me. I was taught way back when I was at college doing some airbrushing, but I've been very unlucky that everywhere I've worked, whether it be Edinburgh, Glasgow or in between, I haven't used airbrush since then. So I decided to go and do some courses myself just to sort of touch up on the techniques, and what I'm going to do is the more I learn, I'm just going to give you more information to hopefully make your life a little bit easier also. So the company that I've went to get this stuff from is airbrushes.com, and they've got a great website with tons of different little gadgets and tools on there, and they're a great company to just phone up if you're needing any advice. So what they've recommended for me is to go to one of the bigger machines, one of the bigger air compressors here. So this one's called the PowerJet Pro, and it's actually got two stations for the airbrush to go on, so you can have two cake decorators working at the same time, which is ideal for that one. So it's just got the I don't want to go into too much detail because, as I say, it's quite new to me. Generally, the more money you spend, the higher pressure, and also the quieter it tends to be, especially if you're decorating at home. So we have little valves here at the front, and that's just your little pressure gauges. And then we have little release capsules underneath, and that's just to allow the air to escape from underneath there. You don't want to build up too much the pressure. Okay, and then we have the little knobs on top, and again, that's just for changing the pressure there. But when you buy from the company, they generally set them at the right pressure for you from Airbrushes for that. And then moving on to the gun itself. Now the one here I've got the Iwata Eclipse. It's the HP-CS. Now the reason why I went for this one is this is the one that they recommend to use if you want to start using the lusters, which is ideal for a lot of the cake decorating things that we do. So I definitely went for the more expensive one. Now for something this price, you are around about £150 just for the brush for the air gun. So it seems quite a lot of money, but they're really high quality, and once you get to use them, you'll be using them all the time for cupcakes, cookies, and also for cakes. Now it's got a gravity feed little well on top, and the idea is that it just pops off the top, and you just put your colouring on top, close it back over, and off you go. For that. Now it's a dual action trigger, which means that you can push down, which the air comes out, but no paint comes out, and then as you pull back, that's when it releases the paint. So it's definitely the better of the two to buy, the dual one rather than the single trigger handle. For that, you just get a lot more control from it. All right. Now, when you buy one of these, it does come with clean instructions, but the key thing is making sure that you keep the needle clean, as clean as possible. But I'm not going to go into that too much just now. It's really just to give you a sort of insight into the airbrush itself. Now we have this little here, and it's just a little docking station for the airbrush. And the good thing about this is it's low level. It does come with, these ones do come with a station at the top to dock there. But this is much better. It's down low level, and also this is actually where we get rid of all the excess colour. And it's a case of you pop it in the top there, and you just pull back, and what happens is it just pushes into the little vase here. It gets rid of the colour, and it's got a little filter, so the air that comes out is clean air, and it's just a case of that just pops off the top, and you can just change the little filter over when you need to for that. Whoops. So definitely something you want to invest in is one of these little holders. Okay, so moving on to the colours. So we've got there's all different types of makes out there, but one of these guys recommend, and the ones that I've been using, as for the lusters. For the metallics, it's Rainbow Dust. It's 100% edible, and they're absolutely brilliant. Definitely one of the best metallic paints that I've ever used, and they just wash off because they're just water-based, which is great. And then moving on to the colours, so it's Copycat that we get them from, and these are again 100% edible and just all water-based. And you can just go onto the Copycat website, or you can get it from airbrushes.com. For their stuff there, and these come in a set of 12, so you get 12 colours from them. So again, brilliant for that. So once you sort of get into doing the airbrushing, you can pick one of these up, by the way, an airbrush, a professional one, that's sort of professional from home anyway, for around about £150, which is a kind of starter kit for that. Now the only thing with the smaller ones is you don't get to use them for as long, so you can only do like 20-minute bursts throughout the day. With these types, you can have them on pretty much on all day. And they're not going to overheat from that. So it depends how much airbrushing you're going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. When I come back on the next demonstration, I'm just going to show you just how basic we can get a really nice, with the basic skill level, we can get a really detailed look just using some stencils. Now these stencils are from Lindy Smith. And she has hundreds of stencils. She's got a really good collection there, and they're really good. Now this one's ideal for doing cookies, so you could do a love heart cookie with a little stencil on top. So I'm going to have a quick tidy up, and then when I come back to the next demo, I'll be showing you how to use some of these stencils just to show you how fabulous they are. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little demonstration on just the beauty of having an airbrush. So what I've got here, I've got two stencils. I've rolled out a piece of sugar paste just to show you. These ones are from Lindy Smith, and they're really good stencils. They're nice and firm. Some of them can be quite flimsy, which is good. And we've got the one that you can use for putting on the side of cakes, which looks really nice as well. Okay, so I'm just going to show you on a flat piece of sugar paste how good these stencils are. So if we place the stencil down onto the sugar paste. Now there's two ways to make sure it doesn't stick, it's so that there's no gaps, and one is just very lightly just rolling over the top with the rolling pin, which kind of seals it down. By doing that, putting a little bit of pressure on there, what it does is it actually lifts the sugar paste up through the gaps, so when you're spraying over the top, you get a lovely finish from that. Now the one thing when you're airbrushing, you have to protect the other bits of the sugar paste so they don't get covered in dust, okay? So a little bit over the top there, just to protect that. Okay, so now what I want to do is just get one of the colours. So I'm thinking purple and gold, so the gold will be quite nice. So it's just it's the metallic food paint from Rainbow Dust. So just give it a good old shake. Just want to pop some on the top. There we go. Now, I've put too much in there, but never mind, I can pour it back in. So when we're using the airbrush, it's a dual trigger, so all I'm wanting to do is just push down. You can see there's nothing coming out, and then when I start pulling back, all of a sudden we start to see the colour. Okay, so you can see the colour coming through there, okay? So all I really want to do is very lightly, oops, I'm just wanting to press down, and I'm just slowly just adding the colour. So you always just want to keep moving the brush, just so that you're not staying in the one position, because then you get horrible marks on the sugar paste. And all I'm doing is just going back and forward, and I'm just building up the layers. Now because we're putting on so thin, what happens is the layers dry very quickly, but if you stay in the same position for too long, it just takes longer to dry. So I'm just going back and forward and just building the layers up. Okay. Okay, so just, you see it's definitely building up. So it's looking nice. Okay, and there we go. So that's it, just about there. You can definitely start to see the metallic-y look there from it. Okay, so now once I've finished there, what I want to do is just use the air with none of the paint coming out, and what that does is just dries the surface for us. Okay, and there we go, and that's that. So if I just place that on the little holder there, and if I just pull back the paper, you can see there we've still got the nice sugar paste left there. And all I want to do is just lift this off carefully. Okay, so just pulling that back all the way up, and there we go. And look at that, absolutely perfect. So you can see it's got a lovely embossed finish. So it looks like it's actually raised up. So it almost looks like we use royal icing for it. But in actual fact, we've just used the airbrush for that. And what we can do, if you're very careful, we can just trim across here. So. There we are. And then that's got a nice border that we can use to wrap around a cake if you wanted to. Because it's still quite soft, we can just get a palette knife and just pop that underneath. Across there like so. And you'll notice that we can actually pick it up and it does attach onto cakes and do swags. And just hopefully that just gave you a little bit more clarity and the benefits of using an airbrush.